What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the We Want Florida podcast. Happy New Year. First segment of the new year, already 2 weeks into 2026. Florida Panthers are hanging tough. That is the only way to put it. Win last night over Buffalo, another just in conference win. Standings are very tight. So 51 points, I believe, 46 games played, something to that effect. And not in a wild card spot, not in a playoff spot at the moment, but only 1 point out of one. So just how are we feeling overall as a team to be in this position with, I don't know, 25, no, 35 ish games to go?
Yeah, I mean, it's a grind right now. Like we're in a spot where, we're 1 point out of the playoffs and every game is starting to, get bigger and bigger as we go. But you look at the last two games with huge wins in division versus Buffalo, who's been the hottest team in hockey for a while, and Ottawa, who's probably the worst team in the Atlantic. But it's good to get those wins, and we got to keep stacking them as the schedule's going to get harder. But I feel like, 1 point out in the reinforcements, we're still waiting for them and they are coming. And I really think that, or I think it should happen, right? In the next week, we're going to see Matthew Tkachuk and Brad Marchand will return and maybe Cole Schwint right after that within the next week or two. And then when that happens, it's game on. It's time to go. And that's where the Panthers are going to make their run to try to get into the playoffs. But right now it's a grind and it can go any way.
It feels like we've been saying that all year, that it's like, it's time to go and whatever. But there really is no other way to put it. And let me be honest, like there's things like, yeah, we've lost games, whatever, but there are things to not overlook. You know what I mean? Like we've lost games, but I would say that, we've been playing a lot of good hockey teams. We played the Avalanche, handed them their third loss in regulation on the year. We played Buffalo, who I forget who it was. Probably Elliot Freeman wrote a report that said like they were gonna go far this year off of what he saw. Like he was like, oh yeah, like they could be a playoff team.
Still can be.
They've
And
been the
I
hottest team in hockey
and
last month.
right and I believe it. And I
Mm.
believe it. Like they have a great core there. I like their player. I like Darlene a lot. I think he's great. Um, but I don't want to overlook this stretch here of some of these games we've won. They're hard games to win. So yeah, I mean,
And I would say that every game, like Austin said, I go like, all right, big night tonight on game 35. I was like, all right, it's a big game. Got to get 2 points out of this. And then like a couple games later, I'm like, biggest game of the year so far. And then the next game, biggest game of the year so far. So like you feel that right now there's no. I remember when we played Colorado the first time, and we got beat pretty bad, and everybody was saying scheduled loss, right?
All right.
I feel like there's no more scheduled losses available at this
Mhm.
point in time, the way that the standings are, because you lose a game. Obviously, right now we're kind of starting to separate from the bottom because there for a little bit it was you lose a game, you're in last place, you win a game, you're in a playoff spot. That's starting to fade away, but like the jump between a playoff spot and sixth place is still very much there in one game. So, of course, it shows that one game's not going to put you out of it, but it just goes to show how tight that the standings are. And I think the quality of play recently has increased, and I'm not going to get into all the different players and the line changes and all that because one player going up here or there, um, or down or out for that fact, no big deal. But one person that we saw last night and that we've kind of seen moved around, I would almost say the most, and that's AJ Greer. I believe started the year as a fourth line guy, maybe third line, seen him up to the second line. Just the versatility that he's shown. I think he's leading his career in goals for a year already. So just a lot of versatility from AJ Greer, and I think that he deserves some props on what he's been able to accomplish this year. Now, I know Kachuk. A lot of people, I actually saw it this morning. People are starting to get worried that Kachuk is not coming back. I'm seeing the tweets. He's not coming back this year. They're not telling us something. Something is up. I would say Wednesday, tomorrow, there's a scheduled practice for the team. There has not been one, I don't think, since Kachuk has been back on the ice. Maybe if there was, he was still in the no contact jersey. So let's wait and see what tomorrow brings. Let's see how this practice goes. Marchand, we haven't had much info on him, but I would think that he's going to be back any day. And then we kind of know where the injuries stand for the rest of the team. But the biggest one that we took recently for me on the defensive side, and that's Seth Jones in the Winter Classic game. And we'll get to the Winter Classic game, so no thoughts on that yet. But Seth Jones' injury, I know, in my opinion, I don't want to say it's the biggest loss that we've seen yet, but what he was doing, obviously on the power play, just our defensive depth isn't very deep this year. Obviously, Uvis has stepped up and played pretty good, but what does that Seth Jones injury do to this defense and this team?
Well, I think it is, like you said, as big as any injury we've had because I feel like forwards are replaceable. Like if a forward goes down, you could have someone step up and work as a line and get a goal and help out. But when a defenseman goes down, especially on your top four like Jones, you lose a lot. You lose your quarterback of your power play. You lose a main puck moving defense, probably the puck moving defenseman on your team. And with that, with him going down, it's going to be a lot harder for the Panthers to win, and you need guys like Uvis Balinskis and Donovan Sabrango to step up. And Uvis gets the goal or gets the assist on the power play last night on a very nice little gets it to the net. Reinhardt tips it in. So, but yeah,
I like Uvis.
yeah, I mean that injury, Seth Jones, as big as any, like I said, like you said, and I don't know how it's gonna end up, how we're gonna bouncing back from that, but hopefully it's not too long term. And yeah, but it's huge.
Yeah, I mean, obviously what Seth Jones has done for the team can't be replaced. But in the same sense that what Barkov has done for the team can't be replaced. And it's like how many players do you get until you run out of, okay, they finally all can't be replaced? I don't think we're there yet. As we saw yesterday, I mean, we have different players grinding out there on the ice, like ooh, this was mentioned, and then you keep relying on your top guy like Sam Reinhart, and if he goes out, yeah, you might have to pack it in there, boys. But yeah, no, AJ Greer came through. That boy's gonna get paid next. Oh my God, you guys see those pregame outfits, buddy? Next year when he gets paid $3 million, bro, it's gonna be like he's sponsored by Gucci. I can't wait. But no, but as far as like going back to like Kachuk, he did have a practice that he wasn't wearing a no contact jersey. So I did remember that because he was flying around the ice and all the boys were saying, "Oh, he was so antsy, he couldn't wait to hit and whatever." And Marchand
Oh,
was
was
like,
it the Winter Classic skate, maybe? Winter Classic practice?
No, I think
no,
this week he took it off.
yeah, but either way, like let's just put it how it is. The people that say Matthew Kachuk isn't coming this year, which I agree with you. I actually have seen people on Twitter say they're idiots, they're stupid, they're dumb. Wake up. The guy's buzzing around the ice right now in practice. He can't wait to get back. It's Matthew Kachuk. Like,
Yeah.
if he's not taking off they're not having him take off the no contact jersey just for funsies, just to get a picture and go, oh my
Yeah.
God, this is what it could be. Are you guys ready? Just to like bait us the whole year. Like, that's not happening. So yeah, he's coming back, and I'm sure that once one comes back, it's going to start rolling. It might start with Marshan, and then Kachuk,
Yeah.
and then end with Seth Jones. But as it
Schwint.
is, if as long as we keep winning these games, right, we'll be fine. As long as and the other thing is like the other thing you said about the no scheduled wins or no scheduled losses. Yeah, I wish there were scheduled wins, but that's see like it's funny because like you could look at that two ways. It's like, we have like no time left. We have to whatever. But the fact that we beat the Avalanche with the team we have, that means there should be no scheduled losses regardless of what place we're in. We've shown with this team that we can beat anyone. Anyone, the best in the
No,
league. And we
and
beat the
on
Sabres, the hottest team. There just needs to be just keep grinding, really. I
yeah,
mean,
no, and any given night, any given team can win. Um,
absolutely.
scheduling hasn't, obviously, with the Olympics coming up, scheduling is tight. Lots of back to backs, and they're tough. Like we have one coming up Friday, Saturday, back to back, and then Monday we had a 7 o'clock game moved to 6 o'clock. Like the games are tight. The games are close. And what impact that's going to have towards the end of the season, I don't know. I'm just putting it out there that schedule's been close. Lots of games back to back. So we'll see what this 3 day stretch off does, and hopefully Friday against Carolina they come out with a good vibe, a good energy. Now, let's go to the Winter Classic game. Obviously, we just mentioned Seth Jones got hurt in that game. That was a pretty good loss, I would say, a pretty demanding loss or demanding win on the Rangers side. Um, but outside of the game, what did you guys think of the Winter Classic as far as the all the hoopla and the extracurriculars around it?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was awesome. I think when the NHL does things like the Winter Classic, it's always so good for the sport. It grows the game, and I think that game got more fans in the building than any Marlins game will ever. So it's obviously the fans liked it. I'm sure the Rangers fans helped that as well, but it was a great event. I think the NHL did a great job, especially in Miami, which is not known for hockey. So it's not like the best location to have a Winter Classic. But look. Florida Panthers have been the best team in hockey over the last 3 years. We, they deserve a game, the Winter Classic. So I think it was just great. But speaking on the game, probably the worst game I've seen the Panthers play all year. Um, but now, will we say the ice was slow but look, I think the players had fun with it and didn't feel like winning the game was the most important thing that anyone was thinking about. They're just having fun out there.
Scheduled loss.
No, stop it.
Hey, the Rangers, Winter Classic legends.
Yeah, outdoor legends, Stadium Series Winter Classic 6-0.
Yeah.
But not that I was at the event, so I can't really speak. However, the videos and clips I've seen and the people that have said about the event, it looked like it turned out fantastic. Everything from Paul Bissonnette's stupid, I'm not gonna say it, dancing on stage and everybody wondering why Kachuk and Barkov still have the cup. Cry about it. Um, it seemed like it actually worked out fine, and actually it worked out better than I really thought it was going to. Honestly,
Yeah.
it really looked like a really sweet event, and Spit and Chicklets brought up a great point, and it's like the Winter Classic. It's not what you think or whatever, but bro, like for the people in the stadium, it was much more enjoyable. Like you don't want like last year, or was it last year? I don't know when it was. Regardless, they had one in Minnesota, right? It's freezing outside. You grab a water and you're sitting there and it freezes in your hand. How enjoyable is that? I don't know. I'm not from Minnesota. I'm from Florida, so it wouldn't be enjoyable for me. However, I don't think it would be very enjoyable. So listen, you can talk about it all you want, and I know that, the Panthers have a lot of haters out there, but I think it was a great event.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that obviously the game sucked. Let's get that out of the way.
Brutal.
The intros, kind of the pregame, the build up, I think was fantastic. For me, I'm not a huge fan of these types of games. Period. I like the concept of an outdoor event. However, with these stadiums, and I don't know, maybe partly on this, I know TNT was having some audio issues as well, and it could have just been because the Panthers were not really scoring goals and not playing good, but not having the fans around the glass and close to the stadium or close to the players and hearing the chants and hearing the screams and hearing the all the noise. I don't know, it kind of took a little bit away from the game for me. I didn't think it was bad in any stretch of the imagination. I just I don't know. It just wasn't, again, pregame hype and all that. I thought was fantastic intros. The game itself, just kind of with the vibe of the game from the fans from that perspective, wasn't what I thought it was going to be. And
Yeah.
maybe my expectations were too high. That could very well be true, but that's just kind of how I felt on that specific
Well,
game.
yeah, that's the thing with the Winter Classic is that's how it is.
Yeah.
It's in a bigger stadium, so you're not going to be able to put the fans right up there. But I think that's why you usually want the Winter Classic in a venue like Fenway or Wrigley Field or
Yeah.
whatever.
Oh, I get it.
So Lone Depot, even though it's my hometown stadium, not too great of a stadium. So, but I think
Yeah.
with all going into it. With all that being said, I think the NHL, with what they had, did a
Yes.
great job with it.
I'm not discrediting that by any means. No, I
Mm.
thought that like I said, the the fire, the fake snow that they did that I said that I wish they did it. So just all those little things like I thought were really good. Let me ask this question. There's been obviously a lot of talk that the Panthers never get a Winter Classic again. Do you guys think that they will get
I
another Winter Classic in the future?
I think that I mean obviously not for a while because there's a lot of teams out there that I deserve to have a
Mhm.
Winter Classic as well. Um I think it would be fair to say like hey like we didn't we're not going to give you another Winter Classic per se because we have a bunch of other teams to do like Winter Classics that are actually in the winter and whatever, not discrediting the event because I thought it was great. However, I think it would be fair to like give a stadium series maybe in
Yeah.
the Hard Rock. I think that would be cool. Um and the NHL knows like there's a lot of market down here to grow the game. I mean, there's a lot of space down here. There's a lot of different people of different nationalities that you can introduce to hockey. They don't even know what hockey is. They're like, "What? Hockey?" Um, so I think that they know there's a lot of real estate they can cover and grow the game. So I think we will be seeing another outdoor game, which is what I think that this stadium series did and what the whole plan was initially anyways, is to grow the game. And I thought they did a fantastic job. So
Well, yeah, the league needs to put the Battle of Florida Lightning Panthers in some sort of game like that. I think it'd be really cool to put it in Hard Rock Stadium because that's actually a good stadium. But I don't know how that would work out. Obviously, not a dome stadium like Lone Depot is.
we got to
But
do it at a neutral site.
yeah, hey, maybe in Orlando.
Orlando, yeah.
Oh, bring them up to Tallahassee. Why not?
Oh goodness.
It's cold here.
Doak
It is
Campbell?
cold.
Yeah, hey, that'd be cool.
That actually wouldn't be too bad.
Or the
Yeah.
Gators
Little
Stadium.
rep here, a little rep here.
Mhm.
Yeah, that would be cool.
No, the swamp would be cool too. That'd be
Mhm.
electric.
All right. We got some ideas going there. Now to kind of the final, I don't even know, event that is gonna happen, and that's the Olympics.
Yeah.
Sam Bennett left off the Canada roster.
For now.
Uh,
For now.
for
Hmm.
now,
Braden
we
Point
saw
just went
last
down,
night
so
Braden Point injury. Um, but let's just go here. There's a couple guys that I've kind of seen the comparison. Sam Bennett left off, Anthony Cirelli on, and Bo Horvat on. Those have kind of been the two that I've seen were, I don't want to say in question because obviously pretty good players, but those were kind of the two guys that were like, oh, Sam Bennett should be in over one of those two. So, what's your guys' opinion on that? And also just kind of the Olympic hype in overall.
Yeah. Now this is completely biased, and I'm not even gonna like say it's not. Sam Bennett's got to be on the team. Like, come on. You just won the Four Nations. You just beat USA in overtime, and Sam Bennett, who going into it, probably not. I think he was a scratch in one of the games. Probably not a guy you're really looking at to do anything. He had a goal in the big goal in the Four Nations. He was awesome that whole tournament. He fought for the team. Like he was a big energy guy in that locker room. And I think if they won, if they just won it, why would they not just run it back with a guy like Bennett? You put a guy like Horvat, which I think, well, okay, maybe from a talent perspective, Horvat might be a better player than Sam Bennett. But if we're trying to make a team here, you gotta, you have a bunch of talented players. Why do I need to put talent like Bo Horvat on the third or fourth line where I can bring in an enforcer like Sam Bennett? So I think he should have been on the team, but hey, that's better for us, right? Better for US for the US. We don't have to see Sam Bennett make me ringing Matthew Kachuk's bell at all, so we'll take it.
now I'm gonna come at this from the unbiased perspective. Um, I listen, if you ask me, I don't think I think Bennett's the first man off, honestly. And I think it's fair to say. Um, listen, if this point injury is really bad and you put him on the team, fantastic. He deserves it. As far as everything, like I understand the whole run it back thing because you just won. However, there are better options because they were injured last go around, like Tom Wilson, whose game is really similar to Bennett, except Tom Wilson has taken a step up every year he's played, and he took a step up this year. Another thing is you know, you want Sam Bennett for the energy and whatever, and that's cool and the enforcer. But they're different rules, you know? You drop the gloves and you fight, you're out of the game in this in the Olympics. So you can't fight. So you could take that off. Also, he got clapped by Brady Kachuk, so you know. But so you could take that off the list. He can't fight. And yes, I understand he's big in big moments and whatever. But at the same time, like Bo Horvat has been better this year and has been better for the last 3 years. And it's like you know, it's tough, right? And it's tough to come down to these decisions, but I think you do give Bo the nod because he has been the better player recently.
Go to
Not
Anthony Cirelli.
Cirelli's great on the penalty kill. He is there for one reason,
John
and
Cooper.
it's well, okay,
Come
maybe
on.
two. No, but look at his penalty kill numbers.
Yeah, no,
If you haven't
it's
looked
fair.
into him, you wouldn't know.
You
But
could
if
make
you
an
look at his
argument.
penalty kill numbers, he's like another worldly better penalty killer than Sam Bennett
Right.
because
Sam
that's not
Bennett.
his job. So you
Right.
need somebody to be a penalty killer. You beef up the team with Cirelli. That's what you do. I hate to say it, but he is the man off.
Yeah, just one more point is just like, who would you rather have in a big game? DeCon Smythe, playoff Sam? Like, come on.
Or Bo Horvat, who hasn't even made the playoffs in the last
Yeah, okay,
whoever
No,
it
it's
right.
is.
no shade to
Right,
Bo
but that
Horvat
is
at
it. But
all.
is that his
But
fault? Is that his fault?
no, no.
Right.
No,
But
but come on.
if
It's
I'm
a
the coach, I'm
fact.
like, who elevates their game when it matters the most? I feel like Sam
Well,
Bennett
we don't
does that
even
better than
know
I
because
agree.
Bo Horvat. So you give Bo Horvat the nod because he's been better.
right.
Consistently for
Right, yeah.
3 years, he's been better. So you could look at it like this. If I'm running to this game, right? And it's this series right here. Am I going to have a streaky cold Sam Bennett? or do I go with the consistent over the last 3 years, Bo Horvat? These are things to consider. Bennett, I love him. He's streaky. We know this. He's a streaky player, right? But Bo Horvat, consistent. So, you know, it's just it's what it is.
I mean, I think we'll see Sam Bennett play anyway. So like I'm not going to be too upset about it. Just because of injuries. And obviously, I hope that that's not the case, but I hope that that's not the case in the
Well,
sense that an injury
does
happens.
he get the nod over Connor Bedard?
No,
That's another question, but
I see there. I would say no. Like I think Connor Bedard should go if that's what
Yeah.
the case is, but I don't know. We'll see what that comes to.
so then he's second man off, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah. Like it's probably a tough consideration, but I don't know what it is to them because obviously to me, Sam Bennett should have been in first man out is what he was, but Connor Bedard,
So then would
yeah,
you put him over Sorelli or what would you put Bennett in over?
I probably
Considering you replaced Horvat with Connor Bedard, is what I'm
if
saying.
Horvat's out and Connor Bedard is in,
Well, because that's what you said. You said you'd take Bedard over Bennett.
I would take Bedard over Bennett in a case that it's the first man up situation. Like I'm
Right.
saying, the team's set, and now if somebody gets injured, who's the first call? So I would take Connor Bedard over
Yeah.
Sam Bennett. Yes.
But if
You
you
sound
were
like
if you
the
were
college
making
football committee.
if you were making the roster,
Yeah, it's a messed up situation. Anyway, what? Go ahead.
but if you were
If
making the roster, right? And let's say like,
I take Connor Bedard over Anthony Cirelli and a Bo Horvat
wow,
and Sam Bennett.
okay.
Young, talented guy. Give him a
No, no,
chance
no, no.
in the
I'm
spotlight.
not okay.
That's my reasoning.
All right.
No,
And then
no.
would you keep in that aspect? Would you keep Sorelli or Bennett? You got to keep Sorelli. You have to.
I don't know.
It hurts, but you
I,
just
I would have
have
to. I would have to sit down and look at the rest of the team. But I think obviously I can't say anything about Sorelli because he's on the Lightning. Lightning are a pretty good team, and I don't watch many Lightning games. And to be honest, um, yeah, I would have to look at the rest of the team. I don't
Yeah.
know. It'd be tough to leave Sam Bennett off though, just to see what he's done in the last few years. But outside of the players, I'm not obviously Four Nations were great, and I think I've said this to you guys already. I'm not a fan of these types of things. I don't like these in-season tournaments, Four Nations, Olympics. I just I like the idea. In the middle of the season, I don't like it.
Yeah,
So
I think the
um,
time frame is an issue, but I guess there's no All-Star game, so it's kind of in that time frame a little bit longer. But I think it's great for the game. Like you saw
no, I
how
do
the Four
too.
Nations affected hockey. Definitely, made the sport more entertaining. So I think it's great for the league. Like, and
No,
look,
and I
here,
agree.
if the Panthers didn't win the Stanley Cup last couple years, I'd be like, what are we doing? Like, we have to try to win the Stanley Cup this year. But since we've done that, like, I want our players to go out there and win it for their countries. So
Yeah, that
I
might be
enjoyed it.
my thing too, but yeah, I'm the same way. I'm like, let's go. I'm all
I
in for
love it.
this. I'm all in for this Olympics. I'm
It's just
all in for
it's
the Four
entertainment.
Nations.
As
I'm
long
ready
as
to go.
our guys come
That's
out
fine.
healthy, and
I would
obviously
like to
Chuck
see
got
it
hurt, but
after the season.
Yeah, but then what? Then they have no rest at all? Like,
yeah, I mean,
No, they'd have some. They'd have some. You
yeah.
have, I mean, obviously the guys that are
I mean,
going to
our
the
players are the
Stanley
most
Cup,
overworked
well,
players in the NHL right
if
or
now.
like
anything, it should be before this season, like how
or
baseball
a
does
week
it.
before.
But
What
baseball also
any
has a spring training, which is different. So
Yeah.
yeah, like there's many, but I'm just not a fan of the in season or do like what how the NFL does it with the Pro Bowl games, guys that are or did do it, how they're
That's a
still
joke.
in.
That's a
there's so
joke.
many
Don't
guys
compare
in
the
there's
don't
so
compare
many
the
guys in
Pro
the
Bowl.
there's so many guys in the playoffs though, and those are the best players. They have to play in the
Yeah, but
game.
late late like Yeah, but then I guess a Stanley Cup
Panthers.
run up.
Panthers are the most players in the
Yeah,
Olympics.
so like if they keep going, yeah, no, I get it. I guess it's tough. I don't know,
All right.
but um, Olympics are coming up pretty soon. Tighten schedule. We will see what happens. Lots of what ifs, lots of different scenarios, lots of cases, and we'll see. Hopefully, they stay hot, get into a playoff spot within the next couple of days. For the We Want Florida podcast, we'll see you next time.